Hi guys, welcome to our Marketing Cloud Growth video series. So today we're going to look at campaigns and segments in Marketing Cloud Growth, and also how to perform segmentation within those campaigns. In Marketing Cloud account engagement, campaigns are called journeys. So here in Marketing Cloud Growth, we're going to use flows. So I'm going to show you how to create those flows in Marketing Cloud Growth. So before you create the flows, first thing we have to get is the segments. In Marketing Cloud account engagement, we have to use data extensions to perform these kind of campaigns inside the journeys. But here in Marketing Cloud Growth, we're going to create segments first. And then after creating the segments, we create the campaign. Then after creating the campaign, we create the flow. So that is the sequence that we're going to follow here today. Let's go ahead, jump in and see. So when you open your Marketing Cloud Growth org, you see the home, campaigns, briefs, contacts, leads, segments, content, the flows, analytics, profile explorer, consent. So today we're going to focus on campaigns, segments, and flows. So the first thing we have to create a segments. Click on segments. Click on the new button. Now, here we have options to use as Visual Builder or Einstein segment creation. So you can use AI to create the segment, or you can just use a Visual Builder. So we're going to choose Visual Builder. And then, of course, here we have the type of segments you want to create. We have the standard segment, and then the real-time one. So for us, we're going to use the standard. So real-time, you get the response within immediately. Now this one combines data from different objects. So I'm going to standard segment and then click on next. Segment properties. We have the data space. We're going to choose the default data space. And then here, segmenting on. Be careful, so you have to choose the unified individual. Otherwise, the segment that you have created will not be available to select in the flows or in your campaigns. So for us, we're going to use the unified individual. Then here, name the segment. So we're going to name it Demo Campaign Segment. You can add a description as well. This segment is for demo purposes. I mean, it's good to add descriptions. So after adding the description, you click on Next. Now, choose your segment publish type and schedule. So here we have two options, Standard Publish and Rapid 1. The Standard 1 takes data that is in the org for the last 2 years, and the Rapid 1 takes the data that is in your org for the past 7 days. So let's say you want to use data that is in your org for the past month or more than a week. Then the best option to use, of course, is the Standard Publish. But if you have data that you have recently uploaded into your org, but it hasn't surpassed the 7 days limit, then you can use the Rapid 1. So for us, we're going to use the Standard Publish. And then the Publish schedule. You can choose to refresh, or you can choose the 12 hours, the 24 hours. 12 hours or the 24 hours. If you choose the 12-hour, you will have to select the start time, the start date, and the end date for that refresh to occur. So for us, we're going to use the don't refresh. We don't need to refresh anything. So we're going to click on that and then click on Save. So your segment was created successfully and will contain your complete population. So let's wait for it to load. Yeah, now the demo campaign segment is ready. You have the segment population of around 6,000 records. Now for us, we don't need to use those records. I created 6 dummy records for me to use during this campaign testing. Now to create further segments within this segment population, we have attributes on your left. So we have the direct attributes, and then we have the related attributes. The account contact, we have the lead, the party. So for me, they identify that I used. So for me, those 6 records that I added, I used the test keyword as the first name. So that is what I'm going to use here. So I'm going to select the unified individual and then I'm going to scroll down and then select the first name. So yeah, the first name contains test. Then select the test and then click on Done. Once you click on Done, then you click on Save. So you wait for the recount to go through again. Now, yeah, the segment population, we have 6 records. Now, these are the ones that we're going to use in our flows. So once that is done, now we move on to campaigns. Again, to create a new campaign, you click on New. Here we have an option, Child Campaign to Parent Campaign. We have the Parent Campaign, Partner-Led Campaign. So yeah, third one is you create from the Parent Campaign. And then we have the Parent Camp, the top-level campaign. So for us, we're going to create the top level, because this is the first time we're doing this. After clicking on Next, give campaign name. We're gonna call it Demo Campaign. Save one. Then you can add the description as well. The type of campaign you're doing, is it advertisement, email, telemarketing? I'm gonna call it email. The status, the start date, the end date, and everything. So this one, you can configure. Then click on Save once you have selected all the options that you want. Now, once you've saved your campaign, this is what you'll see. You'll see the single email with this thing. Here, use AI to develop the email and everything. Then you have the single email. Let's say you have in your campaign, you want to send single email. We always have the message series as well. The sign-up form when you want to gather information from your contacts. You have the blank email, blank event. You have the single SMS message as well, if you want to send a single SMS. Of course, for us, this is a campaign. We're going to choose the message series. So I'm going to select this one. Now, once you select the message series, this is what you will see. The demo campaign 1 flow. So we have the schedule. Now, in this campaign, you can configure it directly from here. Or alternatively, you can configure this campaign from flows. So for me, I'll prefer to use flows so that I can show you guys how to use the decision splits, the time, and everything at a go. So to edit this campaign in flows, you just click on this button here. On top right, you see Open Flow, and then click on Open Flow. Let's wait for the flow to load. Now this is the flow that we're going to use. Now, just ignore these errors. So the first thing, we start with the entry area. So here, we're going to select. We're going to set the schedule. So let's say the campaign. If you want to click, or if you want to create, maybe if this campaign will be running on a recurring basis, then you can choose this recurring. And then you can set the start date, and then the start time, and then you can select the time zone. So you can repeat it on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. So for us, we're going to run it once, and then we're going to run it immediately after the flow is after the segment is created. Or you can choose a specific date to start the campaign. So you select on Run Once and then start immediately after activation. So once that is done, you close all this, and then the next part is to select the segment. Now, remember the segment that we created on the first part. So we're going to click on Segment, and then we're going to search here on the segment. Demo Campaign segment is here. So if you don't see your segment here, just know that you didn't select the unified individual. So if you choose the unified individual, then the segment will appear here. Of course, the population is 6, and then the segment status is active. Click on this. So once you confirm everything is okay, and then here also, when do you want to republish this segment? So for example, this one I'll choose immediately before running this flow. So once the start part is configured, everything you are okay with it, you click on Save Now. You can save it. So this is a draft. So once you have saved the draft, now we move on to the second part. Now the second part is to select the email underscore. Just ignore these errors. We'll sort them one by one. Then here, now in this part, you just click on Edit Elements. So this part is where you select the email you want to use. So you just click on this, click on that X, and then you select the email that you want to use on your campaign. So for me, I'm gonna choose let me just open the workspace that has. So I'm gonna choose which workspace it is, so it is Andrew Wigrin. I'm gonna choose this one because this one has a lot of content. I didn't need to develop emails again, so I'm gonna choose an already made email. So let's say, for example, I'm gonna choose this one because this one is already published. So always choose the published one and then click on Add. Now here, we have the select sender for the email. You can choose any sender profile that you want here. So I'm gonna choose anyone that is already there. Make sure if you have configured the domain and updated the DKIM and SAP is configured correctly. So I'm gonna choose the SAP configured domain, the from name and address. You can track clicks. You can track opens. If you don't want to track opens, you can navigate this button on and off. Then here, the communication subscription type. We have two options, the marketing and the newsletter. So these are the ones that I added before. Remember, like if you're sending out promotional emails, you have to choose the communication subscription type you are using. But if it is a transactional email, you don't have to choose any subscription. Now, because this one is a promotional email, we're going to choose the marketing option. And then once that is done, of course, just click on Save before moving on to the next part. Now, once you click on Save, you see there is a wait period. Now, again, you just click on the plus icon, and then you can see all the elements that are available to use inside your flow. You have the decision split, loop, transform, collection, the wait until date, wait until event, wait for the amount of time. So for example, this one is they wait for the amount of time. So let's say you want to wait for 2 days. So here you choose 2 days. You can select minutes, hours, days, and months, and then you can resume at a specific time of day. Now for us, okay, you can choose 2 days and then here. So once that is done, and again, you can delete the element. Just click on Delete Element, and then the element will be deleted. Then you can edit. So for me, I'm gonna keep it on minutes because I want to see. It's a test campaign, so I'm gonna keep it on minutes. Let's say around 7 minutes is okay for me. Click on Save. But it's saved. I'm going to delete this email and then show you how to use the decision split inside the campaigns in Marketing Cloud Growth. So you just click on this plus icon and then you select On Decision. But here inside flows, we call them decision. So let's say, for example, you want to send email to those leads. Okay, like if the lead is converted, you want to send them this email. If the lead is not converted, you want to send them the other email. So that option, you can use it using the decisions. Now let me show you how to configure, for example, that decision split where you want to send an email to those leads that have converted and those ones that have not converted. So here say, for example, converted leads decision split. Now that's the name of the decision split. Now we have the first outcome. So for example, the first outcome is converted. We select this converted lead. Now for this one, remember like before I told you that you have configured the data graph correctly. Just like in Marketing Cloud account engagement, you have configured the attribute groups so that you can use the contact data inside the journey. So also here for us to use those records inside the segment, the records that are in the segment inside Marketing Cloud Growth, we have to configure the data graph correctly and include all the objects that we need. So I already configured that, so I'm going to show you how to choose. So here we have an option. Here is the data graph objects. So I'm going to choose the lead. I'm going to look for the lead, unified, individual contact point account. So the lead is inside here. So for example, for me it's converted. I'm going to choose this. Converted equals true. So that's the first path. So the rest of the individuals that are not converted will take the other path. So that is how easy it is to configure the decision split and then click Create Run Segments. Now its converged outcome is already done, so you just click on this plus icon. So let's say, for example, you want to send an email here to these converted. So is converted email. Come here and select the email that you want. Gonna just go still to your Genetrix workspace. Then I'm selecting this as converted email. And then click Done. Then, as usual, remember to choose the From address. You can choose any, you can choose the default one from Salesforce. Communication subscription invite is a marketing email, which is on marketing. Then the default outcome. Here I'm going to choose default email. So this one, I'm going to choose a transactional email. And then I'll show you like how it is configured. So I'm going to go back to Genetrix and then I'm going to select transactional email. That is a transactional email, and then I choose a From address, 2 clicks. Now you see the change here, like when you select the transactional email. It's not a must for you to select the communication subscription. Remember like before, in the marketing one, if I click on the marketing and click on edit, here you see if I click on this X. Yeah, if I choose this is the marketing email now. If I choose this marketing email, you see here, there's that asterisks, meaning you have to choose the communication subscription type. But this email, for this one, is a transactional email, so you don't have to choose any communication subscription type here. As well as this one. This one is a transactional email, so you don't have to choose any subscription. So you know, transactional emails you don't require to opt in. You don't require somebody to opt in. So for example, let's say there's an auto confirmation email, or maybe a password reset email. That one you don't need permission from the user, so you just send them directly. I mean, they're triggered emails, so that's why you don't have to choose any communication subscription here. Okay, now let's look at the error here. You can't activate this flow until you resolve 3 errors. Demo campaign email, you can't publish, and then select a valid From address. Select one and try again. Now here, of course, you can edit the email as just like in Marketing Cloud account engagement, you can edit the email. You can click on Edit directly from the flow. So the error I was getting is the records is unpublished. So I'm going to click Unpublish here. Already published? No need to do for that. Yeah, so I published the content of the email. So that was the issue. Now once you see the errors are 0, there are no errors, no warnings, now you can click on Activate. Then you can activate the flow. So it is loading here, activating. Yep. So our flow is activated, prepared, and everything. So once you've set up everything, you will see 0 errors. You can see the flow of the campaign. And then from there, now you can track your campaign. You can create new versions from the campaign as well. Yeah, so thank you very much for your time. And that is how we create campaigns and segments in Marketing Cloud Growth. Hope you enjoyed. See you. Bye.